Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my review of Tokyo Ghoul, Episode 9. Wow. So Toka apparently has a brother. So we did get a little bit of the past of Toka in this episode. We learned that she had a brother and obviously a father. Obviously we saw them both in a very brief flashback, and then at the end of the episode we saw her brother in the modern time, and he's apparently part of the 11th Ward, and he's all evil and shit. I'm kind of surprised, but I don't know why, because I figured that since they were showing her brother right now in such a brief flashback that he'd be important very soon. I didn't expect at the end of this episode, but very soon though. So I guess I'm not surprised that he's so relevant, but I'm surprised that it was so soon. Literally the episode that we learned about him in the past, and I'm surprised that it's him being evil. Or I'm not sure if evil is really the right term, but not really on the good side though, particularly. Okay. So that was definitely my favorite part of the episode. Apparently, if you remember a few episodes ago, it was kind of weird. That old man wanted to send, I forget what his name is still, but he wanted to send Hinami to the I would think it was like the 20th ward or the 21st ward, something like that. And of course, Toka protested against that, saying that she'd be devoured easily. And apparently she's not being sent there. She's not being sent there. She's living with Toka. I'm not sure what changed the old man's mind. Or not, maybe him and Toka just made a deal that she'd live with Toka if she didn't want Hinami to be sent to that, whatever that ward was. So that's what I'm guessing anyways. It wasn't really brought up in this episode either. I just remember that did happen, and it wasn't really brought up since then. So I thought I'd mention it in this video. So, other than that though, we also get a good glimpse of Jason in this episode. And he's obviously hunting down Rize. I'm guessing it's because he doesn't realize that Rize is kind of dead, or at least, well, she's either dead or she's alive inside of Kaneki. Alright, so I'm guessing that, he's going to find out eventually. I'm not sure how exactly he's going to react, though. But all of this is accumulating together to lead up to a war that's kind of being foreshadowed at this point a lot in this episode. A war between the Doves and the 11th Ward. I'm not sure if it specifically stated which ward that Jason's from, but I'm guessing that, considering that the 11th Ward is so big in this episode, I'm guessing he's probably from the 11th Ward. I don't think it specifically stated that before, but that's what I'm going to guess. So, or maybe it did, who knows. But anyways, though, yeah, that's pretty much what it's foreshadowing this episode. Pretty soon there's probably going to be a war between the Doves and the 11th Ward, which is going to be awesome, mind you, because obviously we've already learned, obviously, that the Doves aren't normal humans, okay? They have powerful weapons that they basically create from killing ghouls and stealing their kagunes, okay? So they're obviously major matches for the ghouls. Alright, so if this war actually does break out, which is highly foreshadowing it right now, then I think it will be fucking awesome, okay? I'm definitely looking forward to that. But the big thing in this episode is Toka's brother. And he's and his mannerisms from when he was a child and the present day are completely different. Or not really mannerisms, but his personality seems to be completely different. He even refers to his sister Toka as a what do you say, like, peace addicted weakling like everyone else there, or something like that. But that doesn't necessarily mean he'll be willing to absolutely kill his sister with no remorse whatsoever. That could be just a facade. Maybe he still does care about his sister. We don't really know anything about him yet, except that he's Toka's sister, obviously, and when they were kids they got along very well, supposedly, but now not so much. And I highly doubt that Toka knows that her brother's like this. And another thing I'm wondering though is what, why exactly she hasn't mentioned him before. Like, does she think that he's dead or something? Is that I mean, that's definitely a theory of mine. Maybe she thinks that he's dead or something. I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, that's the only explanation that I can really come up with to explain why he's never been mentioned before. You know, I mean, if he was alive and she was confident that he'd be willing to help them, you'd think that she would have mentioned him before and tried to go hunt him down. You know, well, he's obviously alive, but her knowing that he's alive is what I mean. Okay, so yeah. Other than that, there is a little bit of comedy in this episode with Hinami and also with that bird, which for some reason Toka doesn't like birds. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but there's a little bit of comedy in this episode, but mostly it's not major plot progression. Oh, at least not as major as the last episode, but it was still had solid plot progression in its own right. We also get more scenes with Hide in this episode. Now, I want to say one thing right now. I've heard that they're skipping over a lot of moments with Hide in the manga. And I've kept saying that, maybe they're doing it because they want to leave an entire episode or maybe a few episodes in a row dedicated to Hide in the future. Okay. But right now they seem to be having a lot of sparse moments, or like a lot of scattered moments with Hide. But they're not really focusing on him very, very much with these moments. So it makes me wonder why they're showing him with these moments in general. Like, and we keep getting hints that he might know that Kaneki's a ghoul or something, but he doesn't. We don't really have like any monologues, for outer or inner monologues, for us to really confirm this. And he doesn't come right out and say it, so it's kind of weird, how they're dealing with Hide. So I guess it's kind of a complaint of mine. I don't really like how they're dealing with Hide, but I will give them the benefit of the doubt for the time being. So anyways, overall, this episode I thought was really good. Not nearly as good as the last episode, but it still did well to... Apparently it's taking place like quite several months later. And I think it's doing very well to help advance the story and whatnot, because we obviously get... and introducing new stuff such as Toka's brother, and I can't wait to see where that goes. So anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. These after you guys, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.